And they stole his money. They stole his career. They stole his library. They stripped him. He was like a puppet on a string.
For I'm just a puppet on a string.
Colonel Parker was a bastard.
Elvis Presley wanted to die. You don't take that amount of narcotics if you want to live.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this video on Elvis is the Man. So I got some cool videos for you today. These little clips here that I found. One is of Dick Clark, so obviously it's a little older video. And one is a current video of Bill O'Reilly talking about Elvis, but mostly talking about Colonel Parker, my favorite manager ever, right? It's no surprise for those of you who follow my channel that I am not a fan of Colonel Parker, aka Andreas von something. Even from a kid, I just got a bad feeling about that guy, and I don't understand how there are some people that defend him and say he's the greatest manager ever. Some people even go so far as to say that there would be no Elvis if there wasn't Colonel Parker. Now I think, like, okay, maybe we wouldn't have known of Elvis as early as we did if it wasn't for Parker getting him on TV in '56. Maybe we would have found out in the middle of '57 or whatever. But trust me, Elvis would have been discovered because he was already popular. He just needed somebody to help him. A lot of this stuff has been covered in the Elvis movie, which I'm so happy that it covered all the nasty things about Parker and how he used Elvis, how he manipulated Elvis, how he, say for instance, convinced his mom Gladys to sign that contract, which he was like, I don't feel right about this, and put dollar signs in front of Elvis and Vernon's eyes so that they would push their mom Gladys, Elvis's mom, to sign that deal. And I can go on and on, but let me get to these clips and I'm going to show you more of what I'm talking about. Like, other people see this too. People in the industry can tell about this guy.
No. Did you never have Elvis on the show? I had heard that.
No, Colonel Parker, the scale on the show was $155.
And he wouldn't take that. He wouldn't work for that.
Way. Colonel Parker was a very bad man. And they stole his money. They stole his career. They stole his library. They stripped him. He was like a puppet on a string. And Colonel Parker was at the heart of it. He was a bastard.
How did you feel about Colonel Parker?
So Dick Clark there had some strong words about Andreas, and I think they were justified. He was totally disgusted with them. One thing, I think that was good about Andreas is that he didn't overexpose Elvis. He was on TV a lot, but then once he became established, he wasn't doing every talk show and kind of kept him a bit of a mystery, which I think was a good thing. I think it was smart. But also that backfired because Parker kept Elvis in bad movies. Yes, Elvis did kind of go along like, a dog, on a leash, just kind of like obeying its master, even though it wants to do this. Once the master pulls on the leash, gets the dog in line. That was kind of like Parker with Elvis. What I'm saying is Parker kept Elvis away from a lot of good things because of money. For instance, in '61, the Pearl Harbor show, some of you don't know this, but NBC wanted that to be filmed and at least to make a record. Now, back in the day, it was a little harder to record live and put it on a record, but that's what NBC wanted to do. But Parker demanded too much money, so the idea was scrapped. We do have a recording of it, but it came out years later. Also, in '63, there was something like a 43-city tour that RCA suggested for Elvis to do. Now, this was like really before the Beatles got going and the British invasion. Elvis was kind of quiet for a while. This would have been awesome. We would have some footage from it. So Parker, yeah, he did good because he demanded a lot of money for Elvis, but also he totally took him out of some situations that would have been helpful for him. So those thoughts from Dick Clark are pretty interesting. He has some strong words, and Parker kept Elvis off his show.
These three icons, these three titans, changed American culture, changed the way we all live to this day. Now, Ali fits in with Lennon and Presley because, like them, he ceded his whole life, all his autonomy, to the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad and his son Herbert Muhammad. Now, Herbert Muhammad kept Ali in the ring against every medical advice far too long, and after Ali almost died in the Thriller in Manila, and that's some of the finest writing I've ever done, putting you in that ring, after Joe Frazier almost killed him and Ali almost blinded Frazier, Ferdy Pacheco, the fight doctor, said, you can't fight for a year. 4 months later, guess who was back in the ring? Because that's what the Nation of Islam wanted, because they were taking his money. Just like Colonel Tom Parker was taking Elvis's money. If you're a celebrity in America, you're not a person anymore. You're a commodity. And you're likely to be betrayed by people very close to you for money. And you can't even leave the house anymore because somebody will be recording you on this. And the emotional weight on famous people drives them crazy. Elvis Presley wanted to die. You don't take that amount of narcotics if you want to live. He wanted to check out. Lennon became a heroin addict once he became cloistered with Yoko Ono. That's what broke up the Beatles, his hard drug use. And Ali would not say no, even though Ali knew his brain was being destroyed by being in the ring too much. They all ceded their autonomy, and that is the basis of killing the legends.
And what Bill O'Reilly said there is true. Like, celebrities are looked at as, in some cases, godlike. Like, some people don't want to admit that Elvis had a drug problem. People don't want to admit that Elvis was like a real human. No, he didn't get mad at his mom. He wasn't like that. You know, in the movie, they acted like Elvis was angry. Well, he wasn't an angry guy, but he had moments of anger, extreme moments of anger. And talking about how managers, like other people in the industry, will try to use and look at these stars as commodities. And that's what I believe Colonel Parker did. Like, even for his side deals that Parker would make, he got Elvis to somehow agree that he's going to get 50% of all that money. And the deals that he made with RCA, you know, by selling his royalties in 73 to RCA from everything pre-73. So Elvis did not get any royalties from that to partially help pay for a divorce from Priscilla, who was demanding more money. And, you know, Parker ended up making the most out of that deal. But did Elvis want to die, like Bill O'Reilly says? I don't think he really wanted to die. I think that he didn't see a way out of his predicament, and pills were something that brought Elvis a lot of pleasure. They were pleasure because he liked that high feeling. He liked that down feeling. You know, like people like a buzz from beer or whatever. You know, Elvis went too much. Do I think he wanted to die? No, but like I said, he didn't know how he could get out of it, so he's like, what do I like? I like pills and I like food. And the pills messed up his digestive system, which made him retain a lot of water. We also know he had some health issues, not as much as what I think other people would say, but I think he had some health issues that were probably caused by the overuse of pills. And I don't think he wanted to kill himself, but I think that he became self-destructive and he ended up doing it. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think he ever decided, I'm going to do this, like on August 16th, but he had such disregard for his body that he didn't put the brakes on. Like, when he saw he was destroying himself, he didn't stop himself out of self-love. You know, maybe it was because he was depressed, which I think he was, but I don't think it was an actual act that he decided to commit. But anyways, I hope you guys found this video insightful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. It helps to grow and expand the channel. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on this as well. We'll see you on Patreon, where I put up videos. I just put up one about a Christmas thing, a Christmas Elvis play that I did when I was in 4th grade. Some of you guys might find that interesting. And FTD reviews, reviews on Elvis's album, stuff I wouldn't usually put on YouTube. Also my Bible and fitness page. Those are my ads. I hope you guys check them pages out as well. Talk to you next time.